Assumption. Don't assume.
Okay, I think that covers a lot. Is there anything else? Communicate. Yeah? Communication. Proper communication. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like with that point, Spasi. I'm so sorry. I keep saying I'm like Spasi, Bali. Like what Bali was saying, this whole thing of you might say yes to one thing, but, you know, if you say, for example, is this okay? What's this? It's like, can I touch you here? Or, you know, just being a bit more specific. And that actually can also be more erotic. You know, if you start asking, it becomes a bit more of a dance. And I mean, a lot of people, you get embarrassed, you fumble, etc., etc. But it can turn into something, you know, creative and sexy. Actually,
you can ask and verify. Do you like this? Do you like that? You know.
Great. Okay, so I think a lot of things are picked up. We just have oh, it's Zoom. Oh dear.
I think because okay, there we go.
So yeah, this is just some of the feelings. It kind of, we've come up with a lot of it. And it's no problem. It's this thing of being enthusiastically wanted by both, you know? And that's why the conversation around consent is so important, because you might really want it, but the other person might not. And if you just charge ahead, you risk crossing a line. And that mutually agreed upon. You talk about what you're actually talking about, you know, what you're actually wanting to engage in. And then both people feel informed, and it's freely given. There isn't that element of coercion.
You're probably willing to explore if you have that.
And I think this is the big one. You can't just assume. And we'll look at that later, but, you know, very often if someone is not saying no, that's not a yes, you know, because we come with histories. I mean, what was so striking is how many of you crossed for all those questions. It didn't matter what your gender was. It didn't matter if you were male or female, you were still. So you can't assume, and you also, even if you're in a relationship, you need to ask, you know. Okay, so this is just a summary. So we're looking at what is consent. Yeah. So, I will take us through just a quick reverse of that.
Yeah, I can put that up on the wall.
Is it? Yeah, okay, great. Which one? This is just to...
Or was I stingy with them?
This is just to hear from you guys what consent is not. So what's the opposite of consent? What might be things that indicate consent is not being given? They can be quite subtle. Body language, yeah. What kind of body language?
Refusal.
Yeah, refusal, absolutely. Disapproval. It might be outright or subtle. Or subtle. Yeah. These are the things that consent is not.
Yeah, yeah.
When this is happening, it doesn't mean you don't have consent. Yeah. Like what kind of thing? So in terms of maybe outright, that might be obvious, but what are some of the more subtle body language things that you might pick up?
Can we say silence?
Silence. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Body language is flinching.
Flinching, yeah.
For the body language.
For the body language. Oh, yeah. What else? What are some phrases? that you might hear. I mean, just for example, like,
I'm
a bit tired. Yeah, I'm not interested. And that's, I'm not in the mood.
I'm a bit tired.
Bit tired.
Or within the Nigerian context.
Sorry.
Stop now.
Let me think. So phrases that kind of, let me think about it. Phrases that kind of just, imagine you're going with this energy and they just kind of like,
You're so feisty. These are so good.
Sorry,
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? There's something. I'm trying to remember. I think we should just stay friends.
yeah, that's a cool one. That's also cool.
Like a brother to me.
You're like a brother to me.
No, but it's interesting because sexuality is such a delicate thing. You don't want to crush someone, right? They're coming with their desire in their heart. And you don't want to just be like, bam. But it's very hard because it's the whole consent and the responsibility if someone's pushing is it's them, right? But it's also important to find a voice to be able to clearly say, actually, no, I don't really want to do this. You know, because we always try and soften it and give other language. Diplomatic. And that can lead to confusion, which does not mean then someone has the right to do something. But it's still, Well, I think you guys...
Consent is also not coercing someone to... Absolutely.
coercion. I don't know if I spelled that right.
Right.
Okay. So I'll just, if there's nothing else, I'll just kind of go through a bit of a summary. Yeah, silence. Silence is not consent, and that's a big one. That's a huge one, because you don't know someone's history. They might not feel they can say no, and that's such a big part of it. You know, and I walked that journey. I'm sure some of you in this room also walked that journey. A lack of physical resistance. So just because someone's not pushing you off doesn't mean it's okay.
Conversion.
Yeah. Any kind of pressured yes. Like if someone says no and then you go, oh, come on. You're already moving towards crossing a hectic line. You know, and it's hard because we have desires, and when that urge comes, it's like a train on its tracks. But I hope from the exercise, you know, it has an impact on the other person, and that's where you're moving away from objectification to actually seeing the person, and then you're deepening your connection. You know, confused or unclear communication. That's the subtle. Not drunk or not high. When it comes to the consent piece, you know. If you've been in a relationship for years or something or other, you still have to check consent, but it gets more, you can read, and we're going to look later, you're going to take us through the non-verbal. There's a lot of non-verbal, especially once you get into relationships, you know? So it's not like some hardcore legal contract, but it is still important to check the different cues. And this is,
Just because she's wearing something sexy does not mean she was good.
And I think it's hard for a lot of women we want to look good.
Yeah.
For ourselves. And for ourselves, first of all.
For ourselves. Yeah.
So then if you feel, I can't wear this because I risk something, it's shutting you down already. And this point goes to, and it follows through on the theme we've been talking about, whatever you're wearing or however you're behaving doesn't give someone the right and doesn't indicate consent, you know? And that's where we all have to take the authority inside ourselves to measure the situation, because someone might not be able to because they're drunk or they're high or... Okay, cool. So,
Just take this.
this is just to kind of summarize how you ask for consent when it's spoken. Because the next bit we're going to do is what are the non-verbal. So, in terms of spoken consent, it's just always, like you said, it's the asking. It's the like, is this okay? May I? Or, I'd like to do this. Do you want to? You know, so it comes to quite specific. Would you like to? If not, because, you know, if there's a bit of a vibe going on, maybe there's something else the person might be happy with. You know, it's like you start just having a conversation. Is there anything you need to feel comfortable? You know, you can see if someone's feeling a bit edgy. Maybe it's not because they don't want to, but there's just something they need to happen. Whether it's the lights off, or the lights on, or music, alcohol. Yeah. So I'd like to have sex with you tonight. Do you want to? Because like sometimes there's that, you go out on the dinner and then there's the like shuffling by the car afterwards. So you've had your date. And then it's like, do you want to come up to my place, right? But they might say, okay, they want to go up to your place. There's a hidden meaning, but you have to check. Maybe they just want to kiss. Maybe they want to go slow. So you have to check. And it's finding those differences. Yeah. So this is kind of spoken consent. So now we're going to move to, we'll do an activity. So I'm going to give you each, which is here, I'll find it for you. I think I'm going to give you each, maybe 2 of these. Oh, okay, there are lots of different colors. Sorry. Okay, you can keep that. Actually, you can just pass them around. There are actually a lot of them, so maybe take 3. 3? Yeah. Okay. Good one. Pick your blue one. We're not color-coded or anything. It's just to have nice, bright colors, that's all. Okay. 3 different colors. No, just anyone. Just pick 3. Just pick 3. I'll check for you if you want. No, they just do it themselves. Oh, okay. Okay, then I'll just give you like blobs, because what I want you to do is look at the words that you have, and then place them where you think they would be. Whether there are possible non-verbal signs of consent or possible non-verbal signs of non-consent. Okay? Did I give you? Confusing me. And then we'll just go over the list once you're done.